and the distinguished Toastmaster, Alina Paul, to present the session on Instagram. Please welcome distinguished Toastmaster, Alina Paul. Alina.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Asharani, for that very flattering introduction. That was more than what I had given to you, so thank you very much. All right, so I'll just get along to my screen. How is everyone doing today? A very good afternoon, Toastmasters and friends. I hope you've all got your notepads ready for I'm about to drop some fresh info on how to use your Instagram as a marketing tool. Now, before I begin, can I see how many of you here have a business account for your Toastmasters club? Let me release the poll. Okay, the poll is already released. I will end the poll in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So I can see that a majority of the audience here today have an Instagram business account. So that's great. So I want each of you to ask yourself one question. What's your marketing strategy? Keep your answers to yourself and ask yourself this question again at the end of this workshop. Now, this is your typical Instagram homepage. Now, on the next slide, I've listed out the basic features of Instagram. For someone who's new and not completely aware of how it works, at this point, you can use your Instagram on your phone or desktop, I don't mind, just to have an idea. So this is your typical homepage where you have your story button in here. In here, you click to add stories or view your stories that you've posted. This is a button that allows you to message anyone on Instagram. This button in here allows you to add new posts. And this is your home page. So when you're on this house button right here, you're on the home page, which allows you to see posts that is by accounts that you follow. And the search button allows you to search any account on Instagram or hashtags or reels, whatever it is. Speaking of reels, this button right here allows you to see reels, which are short, fun videos. And this heart right here is your activity page. So all your notification, all your friend requests, all of this comes in here. And this button right here allows you to see your profile. Now, if you don't know what this button is, it's your saved content. So if there's a post that you really like and you want to show it to someone, or you want to use it for the future, you can save them and look back at it whenever you want to. Or you can even share it with this button right here to your friends or to your ex-com, whatever it is. And so what is a basic marketing strategy? So based on my analysis, it comprises of 5 basic steps. So are we ready to see what those steps are? Toastmasters, are we ready? You can use your chat option. I will take questions at the end during the Q&A session. All right, so step number 1, have a plan. You must always be working to achieve your primary goal. What is your primary goal with Instagram? It shouldn't be to grow your following. I want you to think bigger. Is it to get traffic to your meetings or to your Facebook page or to your YouTube page, to showcase your club, or just to show how good you're doing? Whatever it may be, sit with your XCOM and figure this out. This should be your motivation to run your Instagram page. So every post that you create and every caption that you write will have this primary goal in mind. Now, here are some examples that I saw from posts of Toastmaster pages in the district. Now, looking at these pages, can you identify what their primary goals could have been? Starting off with DPTM, that's my home club. So what we've done is to have our posters being spliced up so that the profile itself is a portfolio, which you can just scroll down to. We also have a bunch of stories that we use as highlights in here. It can be of meetings, of events, of podcasts, whatever we do differently, we post it in our story highlights in here. We've got a short bio right here, which just tells you when we meet, where we meet, location, and a Zoom link that allows you to attend our meetings. Then we've got another page right here, which is Young Adult Toastmasters. And what I like about their page is that they've used alternating posters of different branding colors, right? There's maroon, blue, and then grays and splashes of yellow, just as per branding guidelines. And even their story highlight covers have specific designed covers all throughout it, which makes it look very professional. And then their link, their bio is very short, like very minimal, with just one short link in there. And this is the third example, which is our District 20 account. When you look at this, you know this is the page that showcases announcements, awards, you can see the new DTMs in town, the district officers this year, all the announcements, the PR awards, all the awards. If you need to go check what was the award for this month, you can just go to this page and find out from here. Even their bio right here is quite detailed, and there's a Zoom link to attend the next workshop that's coming up, or the next big event that's coming up. So these are so that's our step one of having a plan. I hope you're all with me. Moving on to step two, that is to identify and understand your target audience. Now, this is a target audience is the person you are creating your content for. Now, knowing who your target audience is one of the most important elements of any page, right? Without this information, all the time that you've spent on creating content and writing captions or choosing your hashtags and putting out all those likes and comments will all be wasted. So Instagram, it can be a very time consuming platform. So we want to make sure that everything we do has purpose and we funnel it down as much as we can. So what is a target audience? This is the person you believe is going to benefit from your content and all the offerings that you have to give. This will vary from each club. As you can see here, some clubs are specified for advanced Toastmasters, and some clubs specify on a specific profession. Like this club right here specifies on engineers of Bahrain. And then there are some that are targeted at specific genres of public speaking. So this is a club that promotes stand-up comedy. So decide who your target audience is. Now, some key factors to consider to identify your target audience are age, gender, interest, education, or even personality traits. These are just some examples that I'm giving you, just to give you an idea. Now, why are these important? Because knowing if your audience prefers a Marvel Comics book or over edition of Business Today, it really can make a big difference in the vibe that you put out on your content and the tone of your captions and the way that you showcase your posts. And moving on to step three, which is to create strategic content. Now, you can save time and see better results by creating content specifically for your target audience. By knowing, by knowing your target audience, you can narrow down. All right, you can narrow down, and your content can speak directly to that person. Always make sure to be providing value or solution to your target audience. Now, this makes them more excited and connected. It can even wow them and make them feel like, yes, this is exactly what I've been looking for. Now, I've seen some pages that put out stories that ask its followers questions or to pick between two options. Now, this story right here, it's just a picture of a gathering that they had, a meeting that they had, and and they've asked a question to caption this picture, and there were a lot of answers that we got. So this allows you to engage with your followers, interact with them, and understand what they like, what are their preferences. By this way, you get to tune your content. All right. And this is a typical layout of how a story would look like. If you want to add in a story, I've added the agenda for today's meeting. Now, if I wanted to post this as my story, I would take it in, and then you have all of these options right here. This allows you to add text. This doodle image right here allows you to sketch. There are different brushes. Go and experiment. If you have it open on your phone right now, go and experiment. This smiley sticker face right here gives you all of these options. You can add the location, like I can add Zoom Tower, or whatever the location might be of the event. I can tag people with this. I can add hashtags, Toastmasters International, District 20, all of these hashtags. And the previous image was this questions button, which allows you to ask your followers questions and you'll be able to see all the answers that they're given. A GIF can be used with this, and there's a new option of music, which allows you to play music along with your stories. This is the slider, reaction slider, that allows your followers to rate your story. And this poll also allows you, for example, how fun is this Instagram workshop right now? You can have a yes or no, and you can see the reaction button, just like the poll I took before. And this quiz option allows you a multiple choice questions, which generally just lets you know what your audience really wants. And there are so many other options on this. There's the countdown button, which literally gives a countdown of how much more time is remaining for your event to begin, which creates a curiosity with your audience. You can even add extra photos. These are so many options that you can try out. Next, if you really want to try out different things, there's also the IGTV button, which allows you to go live or add long videos. We at my home club we had a podcast. So what we did was we had called the international champion, Aaron Beverly, with us on a live session where we had a podcast session where we prepared some questions and there was audience reaction, all of that, which came out as a beautiful podcast segment. And if you're really comfortable, this is how it looks like. I've just taken a quick screenshot. When you go to your stories option, there's the story, reels, live. You can just click live button and it goes on a live segment and you get to add participant, one participant extra. And if you're really comfortable with Instagram, you can then start using Reels. So you can make fun videos of about Toastmasters just so that it goes out there in the public. Now, this is another club, Speak It Best Toastmasters, where I really liked how they've set out their profile. Now, if I was a very new member to Toastmasters, or if I had no idea what Toastmasters is about, when I visit this page, they've set their story highlights right here of what they are, who they are, how their club works, and where they all meet. So when you click this, you understand what it's all about. And then the way they've set out their posts, you can see on either two sides, they've got a same color scheme going with their posters, their awards, or information, and then the central grid is for the screenshots of their meetings. They've even got their hybrid meeting right here. So that's their marketing strategy. And if you feel like you really are confused or you really want more ideas to make your Instagram page pop, you can always go and check for hashtags like InstaCoach, marketing tips, which leads you to pages that really promote or gives you tips on how or to create creative or unique ways of promoting your page. So that's step number 3. So moving on to step number 4 is engaging with your target market regularly. So what we cannot solely rely on our Instagram's algorithm to send us traffic. We also need to generate this. Now, this is something you have to do daily since but at this point, when you know who your target audience is, all you have to do is see who they are following and go to their recent posts and hit a like button. or even add a comment. Now, this really helps engage users to fall into your target market. All you have to do is go drop a like or a comment. This will give them notification and even encourage them to come over to your feed. For example, if your club focuses on stand-up comedy, you can go on to pages that do stand-up comedy or stand-up comedians and add a comment in there. So when the followers there see this comment and see your name, see your username, it immediately creates a curiosity and they will come and see your page and probably even join one of your meetings. And let's move on to our final step number 5, which is to encourage meaningful activity. Now, far more important than likes and comments are actions like website clicks, posts that are being shared, and direct messages that inquire about what this specific post is about. So instead of waiting for likes and comments, you can use calls to action that really ask your audience to do something that's going to help your primary goal and send your audience to your plan. Now, for example, for this right here is your Instagram Insight button. So with the help of your business account, you can see how you're performing. So when you go to your profile, if you have your Instagram business account, there is a button that called View Professional Dashboard. Now, these are some of the things that you get to view. And then when you see these 3 lines right here, this allows you to see your insights. So insights gives you an overview of how well you're doing. These are all the options that you get out of insights. So there's interactions, that it gives you overall growth, your locations, who views them the most, age ranges that views the most, the genders that view the most active time. So you can choose when to post your story or post that will hit a larger audience. I can see there's a raised hand. You can ask your questions at the end of the workshop, and these are accounts that are being reached, how many percentage it reaches your followers, non-followers, the comment types, what's really hitting up the most. There are so many options that your insights button allows you to see. So that's your step number 5. That's your step number 5. So to summarize the 5 steps that I've explained today, we have with us step number 1 is to have a plan. Step number 2 is to identify and understand your target audience. Step number 3 is to create strategic content. And step number 4 is to engage with your target audience. And step number 5 is to encourage meaningful activity. I want you to remember that every post or story that you create is going to be a new learning experience. And especially by using your insights option, you're going to be able to understand your strategy better and see your overall growth. What is really going well? What is really not working out? So Toastmasters, I want you to ask yourself again, what's your marketing strategy? With that being said, I'm really looking forward to see a lot of interesting Toastmaster Instagram pages this year. And if you've got questions, please feel free to ask at the end during the Q&A session. And Master of Ceremonies, the screen is all yours.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Alina. That was really, really informative, not only for as a Toastmaster, but also as a person who is having Instagram page. This is really useful, I must say. Thank you so much for this session.